Have you ever tried to build your art business but felt completely lost about where you're going? Most artists will jump in straight away with posting or selling without understanding what it is that truly drives them. But when you know your purpose and where you're going, everything, including your confidence, your income, and your direction, starts to click. Because clarity isn't fluffy, it's the foundation on which every part of your business is built. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to define your purpose and set a clear direction for 2026. By the end, you'll know the first steps to take for income and growth from your art with purpose. Segment 1, why purpose comes before profit. Before you can begin to make money from your art, you've got to understand why it is you create, because purpose is the foundation for every success that will follow. Without it, you'll always feel like you're chasing your tail. Without it, you'll always be chasing your tail. You'll feel like you're posting without direction and you're pricing without confidence. Grab a notebook and a pen and let's spend a few minutes answering these questions. Don't edit yourself. Just write down whatever comes up. What first drew you to create art, and why do you keep coming back to it? When you're creating, what emotions or energy do you want to express or share? How do you want people to feel when they experience your art? What message or idea are you trying to communicate through your work? If your art could change one thing for someone, what would that be? What do you value most about being an artist? Freedom, expression, connection, truth? What themes or stories appear again and again in your work? Whose life or experience are you most inspired to honor or reflect in your art? What kind of world are you trying to build, even in a small way, through your creative work? When someone describes your art, what do you hope they say about it? Take a few minutes to sit with your answers. You'll be surprised at what comes up and realize that the threads of your purpose have been there all along. We just needed to tease them out. Now that we've explored these ideas, we're going to shape them into something that's powerful and practical, a statement that captures the heart of who you are as an artist. Now, this isn't a creative exercise, it's a business tool. When you can clearly express why it is that your art exists, then you can build the foundations for every success that's going to follow. And that includes everything. That's your marketing, that's your pricing, your collector relationships, and even your confidence. Make it personal and make it honest. This is your artist's manifesto, your declaration of who you are, what you stand for, and why your art matters. Your manifesto becomes your compass. It guides you forward with authenticity and intention towards creative and financial success. So let's have a look at a few examples that I put together to help you and guide you. Photographer. My photography exists to remind people of the quiet beauty in everyday moments. I seek out stillness, texture, and the light that reveals stories we often overlook. Through my lens, I want to preserve what feels fleeting, connection, memory, emotion, so that viewers can see their own lives reflected in each frame. My work celebrates authenticity over perfection. I believe that honest images have power to heal, to connect, and to make the invisible visible. Every photograph is a love letter to noticing. My digital art exists to explore the meeting point between nature and technology. I use color, motion, and sound to reimagine the organic world within the digital, bridging emotion and innovation. My work challenges the idea that tech must be cold or mechanical. Instead, I aim to create digital spaces that breathe, pulse, and evoke wonder. I believe art in the digital age should inspire connection and reflection, reminding us that creativity is not limited by medium, but expanded by it. And for a furniture maker, I wanted to make each of the artists very disparate, so you could get some really broad ideas. My furniture exists to bring art into daily living. Each design is a dialogue between form and function, honoring the natural materials and craftsmanship passed down through generations. I want every piece to tell a story of touch, texture, and time, so that living space feels more human and soulful. My purpose is to create beauty people can live with, not just look at. I believe well-made furniture holds memories, carries meaning, and transforms ordinary rooms into personal sanctuaries. Each of these statements acts as the heartbeat for the artist's business. It's what guides their choices, what to create, where to show it, who to speak to, and how to sell with authenticity and integrity. Because the truth is, when you know your purpose, your business stops feeling like a guessing game and starts to feel like a path. Knowing it shapes your offers and your voice and your pricing. Everything aligns. And in today's world, that's so important. Authenticity is so important, because with an AI flooded world, which we have today and we're definitely going to have in the future, Authenticity is going to become your most powerful marketing tool, because your audience can tell when something is real and when something is genuine. They're not just buying your art, they're buying you, your story, your courage, and your clarity. So remember this. This is going to become our mantra. Clarity equals confidence, and confidence equals income. Let's get a t-shirt made up with that. Because when we know who we are and where we're going, we don't just create art, we create opportunity. So in segment 1, we looked at our purpose. Now we're going to look at where we're going. We're going to define our direction, where we're going with our art and where we're going with our business. This step is going to transform our art from a feeling into a strategy, because purpose gives you meaning, but direction gives you momentum. And momentum equals income. But before we take any action, let's think about what direction means and why it's important. Knowing where you're going doesn't mean predicting your whole future. It means deciding what success looks like for you, because it's going to be different for everybody, and setting the direction that's going to lead to financial freedom through your art. It's about defining the next chapter of your creative life, one that not only feels aligned with who you are, but also supports the lifestyle, the income, and the independence that you want. When you're clear about where you're heading, you stop drifting and you start earning with purpose. Every decision, how you spend your time, what you create, where you sell, and what you charge, starts to serve your financial goals instead of working against. That's how artists turn inspiration into structure, structure into strategy, and strategy into income. All right, grab your notebook and your pen, and let's start asking ourselves some questions about what direction we want to head in. What do I want my art to give me this year? Freedom, income, purpose, recognition, connection. What would success look like for me 1 year from now? What about in 3 years? How do I want my creative life to feel day to day? What type of opportunities or experiences would make me feel proud or fulfilled? What kind of collectors or clients do I want to attract? How much income would I like to earn from my art in 2026? What do I want to be known for as an artist? What one step could I take this month that would move me closer to that vision? Don't worry about getting this perfect. Just get your thoughts down on paper. This is about clarity, not about certainty, because your direction can evolve, and it will evolve, but it's got to start somewhere. Now that we've reflected on what's important to us, we're going to turn those reflections into something we can actually use. A simple statement that defines your direction and your intention for the next stage of your art business. This is more than just a simple goal-setting exercise. It's your map. It's going to guide you to where it is that you want to be in the next 12 months. It's going to help you to prioritize. It's going to help you to know what to say yes to and what to let go of. Because when we know where we're going, we can say, this fits my path, that doesn't. And that gives us balance, direction, and growth. Right, so now that we've asked ourselves some questions and we've got some clarity around this, we're going to write simple 1 or 2 sentences about where we want to go. So start with something like, in 2026, I'm going to, or by this time next year, I will have. Keep it specific and keep it meaningful, because this is what's going to be the bridge between purpose and profit. So let me give you some examples I put together. In 2026, I'm building a sustainable art business that supports my full-time creative life and allows me to sell directly to collectors online. By this time next year, I want to have completed a cohesive body of work, opened my first solo exhibition, and sold at least 5 original pieces. In 2026, I want to transition from hobbyist to professional artist with clear pricing, a consistent creative schedule, and a monthly art income. By this time next year, I want to grow my online presence, build a small but engaged collector base, and start offering prints for reoccurring income. So now we're going to give our direction a number, because direction without a number is just a dream. So let's ask ourselves 2 questions. What is the minimum amount I'd like to earn from my art this year? And what is the amount that would make me feel most proud and supported? And then write, my 2026 income goal for my art is, and it can be 1,000, it can be 10,000, it can be 100,000. What's most important is that you choose the figure consciously, because clarity creates accountability, and accountability builds progress. So the purpose that we created in step 1 is the why that helps us understand what kind of art it is that we want to create, who it's for, and why it matters. This step, defining where you're going, is the how that turns that clarity into action, setting real goals and mapping out income targets and building the structure that supports your creative freedom. When you know where you're heading, you can plan your days around your priorities, price your work with confidence, and promote your art with intention. That's how purpose becomes profit, one clear, intentional step at a time. Because we're not just making art anymore. We're designing a business that reflects who you are and funds the kind of creative life that you want to live. We've just done something that most artists never do. We've just put clarity and words around why we create. We've turned those thoughts and feelings that lived quietly inside you into actions that are clear, powerful, and strong. That's the beginning of building your art business with direction and confidence. We didn't do this as a feel-good exercise. Knowing why we create is the anchor of everything that follows. It shapes what you make, how you speak about it, who you attract, and how you price your work. When you understand your purpose, you stop drifting and start making decisions that move your art and your income forward. And because, remembering our t-shirt, clarity leads to confidence and confidence leads to profit. When your purpose, your authentic purpose guides your business, you attract the right collectors, you create with conviction and build a steady and authentic income, the kind that supports your creative freedom instead of threatening it. Next time, we're going to take this clarity outward. We're going to understand who we create for and why, your ideal audience and the people that your art connects most deeply with. Because once you understand them, every part of your business, from your products to your pricing, starts to align. So if this video has helped you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you'll be notified when the next video in the series comes out. Remember, your art matters and your story matters, and the world needs the art that only you can create. Keep it specific. Let's get a t-shirt made up for that. Until then.